Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. Today I finally have my video about the setup of my planner for 2022. But I feel like I have to say this up front, I tweak my planner a lot. And it is so easy to do that with a disc-bound, which is one of the major reasons why I really am enjoying the disc-bound system. So this setup is probably not going to stay exactly this way for the entire 2022, but this is how I'm going to end 2021 and begin 2022 for the most part. I am on the disc bound system, as you can see here. The discs that I am using is the metal expander discs from Happy Planner in the rainbow color. These discs have a diameter of 1.75 inches, and I am really liking these discs, and I did not expect to like them as much as I'm liking them. When I unboxed these discs in a video, which I will link down below, I said that I didn't really like the heart-shaped cutouts, but it was the largest metal discs that were the cheapest and most easily available to me with a reliable and cheap shipping. So I decided that if I was going to have the heart-shaped cutouts, I might as well go overboard and order the rainbow set. And I ended up liking it a lot. Turns out I don't even see the heart-shaped cutouts when I'm looking at the inside of my planner, but I can see the colors and I really like the rainbow. And here is my cover. I scanned some 6 by 6 inch scrapbook paper, laid out the image on a software to make it bigger, and then printed out the scan on tracing paper. I have a video tutorial for that, and I will link that video down below. And then I just laminated the tracing paper. Now the covers is actually made of 3 different layers. Behind this laminated tracing paper is another sheet of tracing paper, but it's not laminated. In this list I have thesis, novel, writing short stories because I am a writer, academic papers because I am a literary scholar, notebooks that I make by hand for other people, video content for my YouTube channel, creating planner designs, reading for pleasure, and journaling. This is the list of the activities that I want to be doing in 2022. These are the only activities that I want to spend time on because I realize that these are what make me happy the most. At the bottom are my contact details, just in case I misplace this planner and someone finds it. And then the third layer of the cover is this very thick and very rigid frosted plastic cover. I will link below the seller on Shopee where I bought this from. I decided to place the laminated tracing paper at the outermost part because I think it's very pretty. This rigid plastic cover here can just provide the strength and the structure to the whole planner, but the pretty comes from the laminated tracing paper at the outermost part. Over here I have a metal pen holder which I have a review of on my channel and I will link it down below. I have another metal pen holder, the same one over on the back cover, and the two metal pen holders are just aligned with each other and affixed to the center, as you can see. On the right pen holder, I just have this simple, cheap plastic clicker ballpoint pen, which I use to fill out forms when I am out of the house, mostly when I am shipping notebooks. There is a shipping label that I have to fill out. Normally, I have this white pen from Likaan, or the Institute of Creative Writing of the University of the Philippines. This white pen was part of the kit that was sent to me as a fellow to the 60th University of the Philippines National Writers Workshop, from which I graduated last August as a fellow for the novel in English. It was a wonderful experience and I have a new fellowship because of it, and I love this pen, but I do not want to lose it, so when I am out of the house, I put the other pen in my planner instead. The other pen holder on the left has the pencil, which I actually use to write in my planner. This is the Tombow Monograph with a 0.5 tip. I have a review of this pencil and 2 other Tombow pencils on my channel. Link will be below. This is also a shaker pencil and it has a large eraser that is retractable and also refillable. The link to purchase the pencil is in the description box. And now we get to the sections. My planner is in the size A5 Slim. It is the height of the A5 and the width of the personal, so it's 210 millimeters tall and 95 millimeters wide, and I really, really like it. I like the dimensions that it's tall and narrow. The first section is for my annual and life goals. This divider and all the dividers that I have here are made with tracing paper and then laminated. I have three separate videos related to this. Two of them are of me printing the dividers on tracing paper, and the third video will be the laminating process and the creation of the tabs. All of the videos will be linked in the description box. The next section is called My Reading Life. I really like that the tracing paper is semi-transparent so I can see the design even when the divider is flipped. I do not like looking at the white backside of cardstock paper. And this section for reading exists because after I am completely done with the defense of my thesis by March or April, I intend to go back to reading for my own personal enjoyment. For now, I just have a list of the books that I want to find and read. I will just add to this list as I find more books that I want to read. The next section is for my university because I am finishing up my thesis and preparing for the final defense. And then after that, there will be administrative things to take care of to prepare for graduation. And this is the section for my novel in progress. I just have notes in here. Here's the section called Fly Away. It is dedicated to my one main goal, not just for 2022, but might stretch out to 2023, but it is a major, major goal. In this section, I have my one little word for 2022, which is realize. It has two different meanings, both of which I want to apply to myself. The first meaning is to understand clearly, and the second meaning is to make something happen. And the font that I used for the word is the same font I used for my daily planner pages, starting the final week of 2021 all the way to the first couple of days of January. It will be the font that I will use for the rest of 2022 on my daily pages. I have a video showing how I made those daily planner pages, and I will link it down below. Next is a section called Short Stories. This will contain ideas for future short stories and also where to submit them. Next is a section for academic submissions. It will also contain ideas for academic papers, but right now I just have here a list of where to submit. I will fill these sections in with more information as I go along. Next is a section for other creative projects. Currently, I have two. One is for a libretto that I'm writing for two of my voice teachers, and another project is a rearrangement of a song that I want to record singing. Next is a section for finances. This has the usual budget and the things that I need to pay off. And here is my inbox section. I made the text on the tab red just for emphasis. This section has all of my writing to-do lists, wish lists, notes, stubs, medicine prescriptions, requests for laboratory tests, and all the other things that I have to deal with. After that is the section for Outbox. These are for the things that I have already finished dealing with but need to file away and organize in different places. I put them on here instead of just tossing them into my bag. I think it's just, best practice that way. And here is the reference section, which holds an assortment of information and other things that I need to have access to at any random moment, like these document stamps. I never know when I will end up needing them. Here's a note on when I last ran the disk utility on one of my external hard drives. Just random information that I might need in a moment's notice, such as account names, my son's schedule for school, things like that. Next is my section for processes. I really like this artwork for the divider. It's an amusement park with people walking around. Here is a dog that looks like Oakley, and there are ice cream stands and ticket stands. I just have in this section the detailed step-by-step process of the things that I do often, mostly the binding of notebooks. I have a video of this process section and why I need it, and I will link that video in the description box. Next is a section for my year in pixels. I'm so excited to fill these in. I also have a video of how I made these, which I will link down below, but I have added a couple more that I want to turn into pixels, such as a page for how many notebooks that I made each day, and books I finished reading, if it's fiction or nonfiction or another kind, or like if it's a book of poetry or something like that. The next section is for hormone tracking because of perimenopause and all of its attached medical conditions. The tracking is done on monthly sheets, as you can see here. I show this to my gynecologist sometimes when she asks. Next is a section for notes regarding my health. I will be undergoing a gallstone removal procedure soon, and I am anticipating that I will need to take notes on post operative care and maybe some other extra care that I need to do for myself. If that gallstone removal does not resolve my astronomically high SGPT levels, then my doctor will have to look for another solution, and I plan to note everything down in this section. And by the way, I always use graph sheets for everything, but the graph is only on one side so that I can draw schematics on the blank side if I ever need to. Next is the section for my YouTube channel and podcasts. I just have a list of videos that I plan to make, and then I have columns for checking if the video has already been filmed, if a script has been written, which is basically just bullet points, really, not necessarily entire scripts, and if it's been edited, uploaded, and shared on the other social media platforms. The page for podcast has the same format as you can see. Here is a section called Planner Plans. It has notes for what I plan to do with my planner. Ideas, basically, and the things that I need to do to execute those ideas. Here are ideas for making my own cash envelope system. And here are my notes for what I made my year in pixels. And I am considering making a reference binder, but the idea is still vague, but I'm working it out here on this section. Here's an old page. It's the measurements of the tiny envelopes that I made to hold my side reminder tabs, which are these ones that I keep in a different notebook. And then you have probably seen this page already. It's the list of sections for my planner in preparation for my 2022 setup. And then here is the tab placement guide that I used in that same video. I will link the video down below so you will see what I'm talking about. Next is a section called Journal, and I just have here some sheets of Elias paper with a 5mm rule. Elias paper is a paper made specially for fountain pens, and it is manufactured in the Philippines. It is proudly Philippine made. It's the same paper that I use for the Unplanned Life handmade notebooks that I make. I have a review of Elias paper, which I will link down below. I actually do not journal in this planner yet because I am currently journaling on here. This is a Hobonichi cover and a cover on cover for the cousin. It's the Mimosa cover and the Sweet Memories cover on cover from past years. Inside, I have an A5 sized notebook from the Unplanned Life. This is notebook 002. All the notebooks that I make have a unique serial number. I'm still filling out the pages of this journal, but I do not bring this notebook out of the house. So just in case I feel like journaling when I am somewhere else, I will have the pages on this section in my planner. Next is the section for brain dump. This is just the usual brain dump, and I used to have a separate section for note papers, but I found that I only use those note papers for brain dump anyway, so I just chucked all the note papers on this section as well. Next is the section where I track my online purchases, just so I know what has already been delivered and what else I'm still waiting on. Next is a section for Etsy. I do plan to reopen my old Etsy store for planner inserts, but I really haven't found the time to focus on that yet. But for now, I just have notes and reminders and some ideas here. Next is a section where I write down the notebook orders for the Unplanned Life. Here is a current price list of all the notebooks that I can make. This section also has a list for ongoing orders, the schedule of my production and shipping schedules, and the serial numbers assigned to each notebook, and the list of each person that owns each notebook. I encode the information here in a master list on my computer as soon as a page is filled up. The final section is my calendar section. The divider is this one, and it does not have a tab on it, but it is wider than all the other dividers so that it can act as its own tab. I hope that makes sense. The reason for that is because this is my main section anyway, and in the calendar section, there are a bunch of other tabs, and I need them covered up when I am not on the calendar section. If I'm not on the calendar section, I do not need to see those tabs, and I do not want to see those tabs. So that's why the divider for the calendar section is wider. Here are the side reminder tabs for my daily pages. I have a video about these on my channel, which I will link below. I have a fold out for each week for my weekly goals and weekly tasks. And to help provide a more stable platform for writing, I just have a fold out made of just the ordinary cardstock. When the weekly tip-ins are folded out, the pen on the right side is covered, and that's okay because I do not use that pen for my planner. I use the pencil, and that is why the pencil is stored on the left side of the planner. Here are the pages for the final week of 2021 until the first 2 days of 2022, which I made a little bit prettier than normal. As you can see, the font for the month is the same as the font that I used for my one little word that I showed earlier. And behind the monthly spread for January, I have a sample print of the day on 2.6 pages that I plan to use starting January 3. I have a video explaining this, which I will also link down below. And then I just have the monthly spread of all of the months until the end of 2022. And I hope you can notice that these monthly pages are not printed back to back. And I did that on purpose so that whenever a month is finished, I can easily archive the pages for it without affecting the other months. And finally, we are at the back cover. It is exactly the same as the front cover, except that I do not have the flyleaf on here with a list of activities that I want to do for the year. It is just the rigid frosted plastic cover and the laminated tracing paper. This is a chunky planner, and that's okay. I like chunky, and I prefer using one planner for everything instead of having thinner, separate planners for different things. And because it is so thick, I can get away with having two metal pen holders in here, and they don't come into contact with anything. Not even the side tabs, because I placed the pen holders well enough away, far enough away. Now, the only disadvantage of these pen holders is that because they were made to rotate, they do rotate on their own, but it's a minor thing. When that happens, I just nudge the pen back into position. One last element in my setup is a travel cover. This one that I made out of a snap envelope. I have a tutorial on my channel for this, which I will link down below. But because of the flimsy material, it actually tore when I threw my planner into my bag. And that is okay. This envelope is very cheap. But now I am considering making another one out of sturdier material. But for now, I can still use this. Sometimes when I'm home, I do not even remove the travel cover anymore. I just tuck in the flap like so, and it doesn't bother me at all. If I do not tuck in the flap, it's like that. It interferes with my use of the planner, so I just tuck it under. And that is the setup of my planner for 2022. But like I said at the beginning of this video, this is not set in stone because I tend to tweak my planner a lot as time goes by and my needs change and if I want to try something new. But for the most part, this is how I have prepared my planner for the incoming year. Of course, I will share videos of the tweaks that I will be making on this planner, so please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you click on the notification bell so that you will get an alert as soon as those videos are up. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you were able to get some ideas that you can use for your own planner. If you have any questions, please just drop them for me in the comments and we can talk. Thanks for watching. Bye!